I once had someone tell me that, I asked them, how is your child doing? How comes you've not gone to see them? And they're like, no, because I trust their decision making. It means that parent was able to sit with that child for long enough to know that no matter where this child goes, I trust their decision making. They can't do anything to harm themselves.
Hi, my name is Nasieku, a therapist, or better yet, a psychologist. Been in this field for close to 5 years and counting. Currently doing my master's at Daystar University. I am doing clinical psychology to keep being a better therapist. Why did I want to be a therapist? The first reason is I went to Daystar and did marketing for 3 years when initially I got into the university. But while at it, I wasn't feeling it. Then I happened to become a mother, which I love. But when I went back to school after I did my 4 months of motherhood, when I went back to school, I asked the registrar, can I do counseling and psychology? And they were like, yeah. So I shifted the units and studied counseling and psychology. Then after that, I did my very first ever session, and that's the day I knew that this is what I'll do for life, because it came with a lot of fulfillment. One thing I live by is always stop in every situation to see what can you control. It's bad to say that there's nothing I can do in this situation. It always feels like you're giving up, but because the situation is yours and the life is yours, there's always something you can do. So the first thing is, look at what is within your control. What are some of the things within your control? How you eat, how you're sleeping, what you are ingesting. You can't be in a terrible situation and you are constantly drunk. You're not helping the situation. So what can you control? That's normally the first thing. Look at the situation, ask yourself, what can I control? The second thing you can do is now determine and decide to face the situation. Regardless of how bad, just face it. Because you need to learn the lesson and move on. So learn the lesson, pick the lesson from this situation. Most of the things that I hear or what I've come to see is that most people, for them to know they're overwhelmed, something changes in you. You are either not sleeping, you are either not eating, you are either constantly angry, something automatically changes in you, and it takes a lot of self-awareness for you to know that I'm not okay. So when you know that I'm not okay, or when you look at yourself and see that something has changed in me, I'm not having I have no reason to get up in the morning. I don't want to make my bed. I want to stay in darkness. I'm having trouble showering. You used to go to the gym. You're no longer going to the gym. You don't care about the amount of sugar you're taking. You're just junking. You don't want to cook. You are crying constantly. Something changes in you. Something that is normal, or you're not able to run your life in a normal way. Then that way you know that I am having a problem. And acknowledging it is a thing. I've seen social media and mental health in 2 ways. The first way, let me talk about the first way from the negative perspective, whereby it is the greatest contributor to very many unstable mental health. Meaning that with all the issues, someone would rather sit and scroll on TikTok through the night than actually acknowledge the problem, that acknowledge they have a problem. They'll sit, scroll until they black out, but never talk about it. And it is becoming also a reason why so many people are having mental health issues, because of all the comparison, because my friend has posted that their lover has done this. Here is mine who's not doing bare minimum, and I'm here comparing myself. I am undergoing a lot of self-harm issues. The social media person who's making me learn about this self-harm is there, so it's like we're encouraging ourselves in a negative way. That is the bad side of social media and mental health. The good side is that nowadays people are not shy to say that I have been through depression and I made it through. I am suffering from anxiety. Last night I had a panic attack. People are now open enough to share it. And now all of a sudden you know that I don't need to, I'm not mad that I was feeling some type of way, my body's feeling some type of way. We have been able to put it out there, and people are able to say, I have been here too. The people are able to say, meaning my symptoms are not, this is what I am going through. Meaning going to see a therapist or a psychologist I don't have to be mad. Like I don't have to be, it's not like the way we stereotype Madare, which is a very nice hospital, the way we stereotype it that anytime someone goes there, they must be mentally ill, you know? So social media and mental health, it's in two ways. There's the pro and the con. The good side of it is that it has made therapy look like it is a good thing. Some of the things that you can do when you are stressed or not in the best place is, the first thing you need to do is pay attention to your body. Your body never lies. Your body communicates. If you're having a headache, the first thing should not be a painkiller. No, why do I have a headache? Am I hydrated? Am I under stress? Am I thinking a lot? Have I been on my phone consecutively, you know? So first of all, listen to your body. The second thing you can do is feed your body with what it likes. Your body likes sunlight. Your body likes some water. Your body likes being stretched. Your body likes, your brain is part of your body. Give your brain some books to read, you know. Laugh a little bit, you know. Get to know who exactly is my support system. Learn to pick the energy around. Know where do I go that I feel like my energy is being drained. Don't just assume that every time I hang out with this person, I leave there feeling tired. So do not assume that. And those are some of the things. Every day you keep visiting that person, you keep getting drained, and you never pay attention because you're constantly too busy. So how do you take care of yourself? Start paying attention to yourself. Nobody can pay attention to you. There's always this common tweet I always see on X, and it says, nobody is coming to save you. It sounds like a very sad thing, but it's a reality. Nobody is coming to save you, meaning nobody will ever tell you, Sarah, you're tired, or Ken, you're tired. Ben, you're not doing well. Nobody is ever going to tell you that you need to pause, you need to stop, you need to slow down. Only you who can tell yourself. So the basic and bare minimum thing you can do to deal with your stress is, can you pay attention to yourself? Once you pay attention to yourself, now you can go to the next step.
Signs of mental fatigue: feeling hopeless, sleeping problems, easily irritable, lack of motivation, and consistent headaches.
How do I handle my old and my young clients? Interesting question. When you go to school to study, you go to school to study, and you can never go to the hospital and say that I have a wound, I'm a 60-year-old man, my nurse is a 20-year-old, because she's young, she can't treat that wound. It can't work like that. Whoever the doctor says, clean that wound, you will sit and let the wound be cleaned because you believe that this person knows what they're doing. It's the same concept. When my old clients come in and there's this doubt of, hi, utaweza, I always remind them that I'm not here to tell you I need to go through the issue for me to understand it, or I need to go through the issue for me to know how to deal with it. I have gone to school for that, and I'm still in school for that, and I'm constantly a student. And interestingly, I learn more from them. How do I deal with my young clients? Young is relative, maybe call them teenagers, call them teenagers. They are simply the best. How do I deal with my fellow age people? They're also equally the best. And a client is a client. When someone comes in, I'm sure they've come in to see a therapist. So I behave like a therapist and I treat them with exactly what they needed to come. Your other question was, how do I build trust? Trust is built on the first time someone walks into a session. There's something in psychology we call building rapport. You build rapport by how you answer that call of, hi, Nasieku, I want to see you for a session. How you answer that call. Your client should never meet you on a bad day behind the call. They won't come and immediately they'll have a perspective of you, you know. So the first time when you answer that call, The second time is when they come into the office or when they log in, and the first thing that you see. That first session is never for solving situations or solving the problem. It's normally for creating a rapport. One misconception that people normally have about therapy, or maybe a mistake that people do out there, is that they expect they'll know everything in one sitting. Your client can drop you a bomb on the 50th session. You're wondering, where has this information been? This information should have been very useful, but maybe they were not yet there to tell you. By the time someone is coming to tell you that I am a married woman and I slept with another person, in fact, I'm pregnant, for someone who is very, very different, it's not information that can come in like this. It is information that they'll have to trust you enough to know that they can drop it. It's a bomb they know they can drop slowly, you know. So how do we build that trust? Trust is built from that first phone call, how you answer the call from the first time. We are taking a short commercial break. We'll be right back here on Millennial on the Move. Welcome back to Millennial on the Move. My name is Nasieku, founder of Nasieku Therapy Private Practice. My social media handles are Nasieku Therapy across all social media platforms.
Things you can control: what you eat, your mindset, how you react to life situations, your sleep routine, and how soon you try again after you fail.
Some of the misconceptions are, I only need one session, or if I call my therapist, she can solve, if I go for one session, I'll solve all my problems. Therapy is not magic. Your therapist is not about to perform any magic on you. It's actually a journey. Another one is, I just need 3 sessions, or the most popular question is, how many sessions will I need? The answer is always, I need to see you. I need to hear what you're going through. And then when we start this journey, we will know when to slow down, not when to stop. Again, therapy is a journey. Therapy is for everyone. Please call your therapist today and avoid ghosting your therapist. Therapy is for everyone. It is not, there's nobody who has a star that this one is a therapy candidate. No. Everybody needs therapy because everybody is doing real life. Another misconception is, I need therapy is only for one person or couples. Even families, they do family therapy. And there are so many more misconceptions that, yeah, your therapist is not a magician. Mostly, yes. Naturally, in school, we have people we call supervisors who help you out with the situations, or you debunk with them or debrief with them. Debrief is the word. However, every therapist needs a therapist, because minus being a therapist, you are also actually living a normal life like normal people. You're in this world. If the economy is tough on everybody, it's tough on your therapist too. If people are divorcing, probably your therapist is also going through some things in her own marriage. So every therapist needs a therapist so that you can be an effective one. After all, how else are you supposed to show up looking not like your problems? Only after going for therapy. Yes, being in therapy as a therapist, I personally am in therapy. I have my own therapy sessions every Tuesday morning, and it makes me better. It makes me relaxed. It makes me happier. Therapy is confidential, extremely confidential. However, confidentiality is broken if authorities are asking for information. There's a place where confidentiality is broken if maybe this person is of interest to the authorities, or the case that you're handling, you understand? If the issue is required, if the information is required by the authorities, that is when confidentiality is broken. Also, confidentiality is broken if you're handling a child, and the child there's limit to confidentiality when it comes to children, because they have their own guardians who deserve to know what is going on. Another code is, you should be a good listener. You can't be a therapist and you don't know how to listen. You don't know how to pay attention to what people are saying. You have to be empathetic. You have to understand. You do not have to know, no, but you need to understand what your client is going through. And also, it's important for you as a therapist, when you don't know, you don't know. You say, I don't know, I will. Let us talk about this the coming session. And now you're able maybe to talk to your supervisor and know how best way can I handle this, or pick your supervisor's mind and know what other way can I handle this to get the best results for my client. As Nasieku Therapy, we are about to begin our masterclass, where in particular, I want to be more on the side of the people who are from school and want to do their own private practice, and show them how it's done, the business side of it, how it is done. However, on the mentorship, we go to schools, we visit schools, and we're able to talk to the students now from a more professional side, where we tell them that this means depression, this means anxiety, this means that, just from the normal talking to the children, because we know they're real people also with real life issues and facing issues like a normal child could face. So yeah, in the mentorship aspect, we are in schools. We have something we call the 1523 Foundation. That one is the one that goes to school, and we are able to reach out to schools and we are able to talk to them. Relationships are not only love relationships, even friendships. We've seen friendships where one person is bleeding on the whole group, or have you ever seen where, I think it's a meme or something, where there's always this girl when she's drunk, she's the one who's crying, she's the one who blacks out, she's the one who, where making everybody else take care of her instead of everybody else having fun. If that girl accepted to heal, this is just hypothetical, if that girl accepted to heal, or if that girl accepted to deal with herself and maybe check into therapy, then the whole group would enjoy the friendship, and we would not be concerned that when you get drunk, you'll start crying and sharing with all your problems, So therapy and relationships, please allow yourself to heal. As a person, it's a personal journey. Allow yourself to heal. The most interesting thing I hear in therapy is parents are actually the ones who stop their children from going to therapy, because automatically, when you have stress, or it becomes, what is it that you want to go tell your therapist, you can't tell me, or they just refuse to pay for it. It's interesting. Another thing, allow me to say, which might not be popular knowledge or popular opinion, is that sometimes, interestingly, mothers are very disconnected from their children. Most of the clients who've come in for therapy, the children, or maybe I can say the people who are still under their guardian, most of them have been brought by their fathers. I'm still trying to understand why, and their mothers keep off. It never makes sense, but maybe one day it will make sense. So what would I tell someone who wants to start therapy? Please start. Please make that call to your therapist, or that person who you think is your therapist. Call them and say, I want to start, and it is their problem to figure out, where do I start with this girl, where do I start with this guy. Therapy is not for women, even men do come for therapy, So what would I tell them? Please just start. There is no formula to start in therapy. Just start, make the call. It is your therapist's problem to know, what do I do with this person who's called? You go sit there. The therapy is not talking now, lazima tuende tuongele, tunaongelelea nini. Today, what are we talking about? That's not your problem. Sometimes you'll plan that this is what I'm going to talk about, and the conversations take a very different trajectory, because one thing about a therapist is, for you to be a good therapist, you need to learn how to flow. You flow with your clients. Earlier on, if I learned how to take my own advice, I'd be perfect, because it's like I mold the clients to be, I guide the clients into being these people who are very valuable people. A lesson I've learned as a therapist is I should take my own advice sometimes. Like if I tell someone go to bed and sleep, I actually need to go to bed and sleep, A lesson I've learned is I don't know everything, and I don't know everything. I remember a time when I had a sick parent, and I remember the doctor said, the doctor said we give him like a day, he'll be back. So I intentionally went and asked the doctor, why did you ask for a day? He said, I went to my office and pulled out a book to read about that particular thing I was seeing, so that I can know what exactly to do to your parents. It was a learning moment. When he said that, I realized that I can actually tell a client, let me pick this up next session, because I'll have read about it, I'll have gone deep about it. I don't know everything. It's a lesson I have come to learn. Yeah. For you to find Nasieku Therapy, it's Nasieku Therapy across all platforms, but the number that you can call or WhatsApp will be put here. That I'm sure the number will be put here. So yes, that is the number you can call, or drop a text or drop a WhatsApp. You can DM me on Instagram at Nasieku Therapy. We'll always be there to the social media people will always be there to answer the questions. And charges, we charge for individual therapy, it is 5,000 shillings per session. For couples therapy, it is 8,000 shillings per session. We have something we call the couples therapy workshop. It's normally an 8-week program that helps couples have 30 different conversations through those 8 weeks, and it just helps to build their relationship. The conversations are on trust, intimacy, finances, parenting, your values, how you met, how to be friends. There are 30 deep conversations that help those couples. So it's an 8-week program, and it has its own charges. Another thing Nasieku Therapy does is that we have rehabilitation services where if you come to us, we place you in rehabilitation if you're having maybe any addiction problem. And just to mention, addiction is not only alcohol. Addiction, there is sex, there is social media, there is addiction, there is sex, there is social media, there is now drugs, there is timeout. So many people are addicted to very many things, but we help with all those addiction problems.